My name is John Freeman. I'm the editor of Freeman's, and I'll be moderating tonight's discussion with Yusef Komunyakaa, Threa Almontaser, and Edwidge Danticat. Tonight, Yusef Komunyakaa, Threa Almontaser, and Edwidge Danticat will be in conversation to talk about collective repair and how we can attain the revolutionary love we need to live and to survive through our times.
There's no rehearsal to turn flesh into dust so quickly. A hair trigger, a cock hammer in the brain, a split second between man and infamy. It lands on the ground. A few soldiers duck, and the others are caught and half run. And one throws himself down on the grenade. All the watchers stop. A flash, smoke, silence. The sound fills the whole day. Flesh and earth fall into the eyes and mouths of the men. A dream trapped in midair. They touch their legs and arms, their groins, ears and noses, saying, "What happened?" Some are crying, others are laughing, some are almost dancing. Someone tries to put the dead man back together. He just dove on the damn thing, sir. A flash, smoke, silence, the day blown apart. For those who can walk away, what is their burden? Shreds of flesh and bloody rags gathered up and stuffed into a bag. Each breath belongs to him. Each song, each curse, every prayer is his. Your body doesn't belong to your mind and soul. Who are you? Do you remember the man left in the jungle? The others who owe their lives to this phantom? Do they feel like you? Would his loved ones remember him if that little park or statue erected in his name didn't exist? And does it enlarge their lives? You wish he had lied down in that closed coffin and not wander the streets or enter your bedroom at midnight. The woman you love, she'll never understand. Who would? You remember what he used to say. If you give a kite too much strain, it'll break free. That unselfish certainty. But you can't remember when you began to live his unspoken dreams.
After the executions of Marcel Numa and Louis Douin, as the images of their deaths played over and over in cinemas and state-run television, the young men and women of the Club de Bonne Humeur, which was like a reading club in my parents' neighborhood, along with the rest of Haiti, desperately needed art that could convince. They needed art that could convince them that they would not die the same way that Numa and Douin did. They needed to be convinced that words could still be spoken, that stories could still be told and passed on. So as my father used to tell it, these young people donned white sheets as togas, and they tried to stage Camus' play Caligula and Antigone quietly, quietly. There are many recurrences of the story throughout the country, book and theater clubs secretly cherishing some potentially subversive piece of literature, families burying, if not burning, their entire libraries, books that might seem innocent but could easily betray them, novels with the wrong titles, treatises with the right titles and intentions, strings of words that uttered, written, or read could cause a person's death. Sometimes these words were written by Haitian writers like Marie Vieux-Chauvet and René Despestre, among others. Other times they were written by foreign or blanc writers like Aimé Césaire, Frantz Fanon, or Albert Camus, or the Greeks. When it was time to pick up a bloody body on the street, Haitian writers introduced Haitian readers to Sophocles, Oedipus Rex, and Antigone, which had been rewritten in Creole and placed in a Haitian setting by the playwright Franck Fouché and the poet Félix Maurice Leroy. This is where these writers place their bets, striking a dangerous balance between silence and art. How do writers and readers find each other under such dangerous circumstances? How does the reader find the courage to open that book after an arrest and execution? They find it in the power of the hushed chorus of other readers, but also in the writer's courage of having written and rewritten in the first place, creating dangerously for people who were also reading dangerously.